Okay, welcome to our next session, exploring the latest trends in flavors and fragrances. Our speakers are Cindy Yu, the marketing manager for Arcadia Fragrances. Cindy Yu is the marketing manager at Arcadia Fragrances, the fragrance division of FlavorChem. She conducts market research, collaborates with perfumers and sales to deliver valuable insights to market-leading brands. As a beauty enthusiast, she has over 10 years experience in marketing formulations, applications, and product development in the beauty and personal care industry. She holds a Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. She's a contributing author to personal care magazines and presented several posters at the SCC annual meeting. Rebecca Sherhay is the marketing analyst at FlavorChem, a global company specializing in the creation and manufacturing of flavor and color solutions for the food, beverage, and nutraceutical industries. She conducts market research and works with flavorists, R&D, and sales to help food and beverage brands innovate and create new product concepts based on the latest trends. Rebecca authors a monthly column focusing on the hottest topics in the industry and has presented webinars based on these findings. She was on the speaker panel of the Flavors and Fragrances Online 2020 conference and the Midwest IFT Symposium, along with featured on Food Navigator USA podcast. Rebecca earned her bachelor's degree in advertising from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Thank you, ladies.
All right, thanks, Paul. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our discussion on the latest trends in flavors and fragrances. As Paul mentioned, my name is Rebecca Sherhay, and I am the marketing analyst at FlavorChem, a global company that specializes in the creation and manufacturing of flavor, fragrance, and ingredient solutions. With me today is Cindy Yu, the fragrance marketing manager at Arcadia Fragrances, a division of FlavorChem. We are both so excited and honored to be speaking with you today, and we hope you find this presentation both insightful and inspiring. Today, we will look at three major trends that are shaping consumer behavior and driving new product development. For each trend, I will dive into the impact on flavors, and Cindy will do the same for fragrance. Our first trend of focus, Home is Hub, highlights how the home experience is transforming as many consumers seek out products that promote comfort, exploration, and discovery while spending more time at home. So let's begin with flavors. Whether consumers are seeking comfort and indulgence, finding moments to celebrate, or looking for a mindful balance, snacking played a strong role during the pandemic and will continue to carry momentum well past. On average, consumers are eating 2.7 snacks per day, with a section of the population consuming 5 or more snacks a day, which is a drastic uptick worth noting. Even though there has been a notable increase in healthier snack options, giving consumers extra reason to indulge throughout the day with less associated guilt, comfort still remains the #1 driver of snack purchases, with many snacking for enjoyment and to satisfy hunger. According to IRI, 67% of consumers want snacks that are fun to eat, with many snacks taking on new flavors and formats with flavor innovation, seasonality, and an increase in at-home eating occasions, like early morning snacking, fueling sales and consumption. The rise in e-commerce and a slew of snack launches tailored to varied consumer preferences helped several core snack categories like potato chips, cookies, ice cream, and candy grow in dollar sales. Food and beverage brands are also discovering the immense possibilities of premium product innovation. With bolder flavors and exciting formats, premiumization and exploratory flavors were already making their mark on consumers when the pandemic hit. Blending global, more adventurous, or even mocktail-inspired flavors with familiar favorites, or adding inclusions to create unique textures, enables brands opportunity to launch products that capture consumer attention and elevates their food experience. The power of social media is an imperative tool that allows brands further engagement with new and existing consumers. The baking category experienced record gains last year from a surge in at-home baking during the pandemic. Let's not forget the popularity of baking banana bread, a trend that has cooled but still has legs as many consumers found new online recipes and time-saving baking concepts. Whole Foods Market gave fans the chance this summer to vote on the grocer's newest ice cream flavor, a contest that was propelled on social media. Personalizing these messages and customizing products helps consumers stay connected to their favorite brands. The breakfast category has experienced innovative revamps on familiar favorites by launching concepts like keto waffles, high protein pancakes, and nostalgic inspired cereal, with more consumers working and learning from home. Consumers struggling to plan their weekly meals or those seeking other cooking alternatives are turning to prepared meals as their mealtime solution. According to NPD Group, roughly 82% of meals come from the home, as both frozen and microwavable options and meal kits appeal to consumers seeking new cuisine, personalized nutrition, or convenience. And lastly, the legalization of medical and recreational cannabis has propelled CBD infused food and beverage into the mainstream market as demand surged with pandemic induced stress and anxiety. Despite regulatory concerns with the FDA, widespread acceptance and associated wellness claims create ample opportunity for brands to innovate in the booming CBD space, with launches rising in beverages, nutritional bars, and confections.
Thanks, Rebecca. At the core, home is comfort and has become the ultimate safe space for many. In recent years, the home has transformed into offices, gyms, schools, and everything in between. More time at home also means consumers are seeking ways to engage their senses, with 46% of women and 48% of men experimenting more with fragrance discovery. Whether it's unique character notes, good for you ingredients, or fantasy interpretations, brands are stepping up with bold, innovative aromas. Restrictions on travel has resulted in a boost of escapist themed product launches, with transportive aromas taking consumers on a journey to various destinations. Consumers have adapted the home to workspace, with many using fragrances to help structure their day. While convenient for many, this can also bring about challenges, which is why brands have taken this opportunity to create fragrances that help consumers focus and concentrate. Popular character notes include peppermint, cypress, and cinnamon to promote concentration. Brands also want to engage consumers in a playful way. So through unique textures, fantasy aromas, bright colors, and fun packaging, brands help captivate consumers to enhance the experience. With more engagement at home, we do see three top trends taking place for every occasion. With 64% of US adults exercising at home in the recent year, many brands took the opportunity to launch task-specific cleaners with opportunities to go beyond functionality and drive wellness at home through increased emotional marketing as well as around these helpful activities. Whether it's doing yoga or cooking, we see an assortment of scented home cleaning products targeting those activities. And scenario-based fragrances have also become increasingly common. Our mental state improves when our home is clean and organized, and nothing signals clean better than a crisp, fresh scent diffusing throughout the home. Using fragrance to aid in both relaxation and stress relief has become a necessity. Serene and calming fragrances infused with popular notes like lavender and chamomile are explored in diverse formats. Layered aromas are also trending for the home. Products like Woodwick's Trilogy candle layers 3 fragrances on top of each other to allow the user to experience complementary aromas from one product. Garden fresh fragrances with bright cheery citrus notes have become quite popular, as they can also have instant mood boosting qualities. Cross-functional products blurring between categories have also piqued consumer interest, with many home brands becoming lifestyle brands. 31% of consumers are interested in multi-use fragrance products, and this is apparent through hybrid launches of candles, which can also function as massage oil for hair and skin. Cleaning products have also tapped into this trend by offering mood-boosting fragrances, allowing consumers to not only clean their homes, but really transform it into a moment of self-care. Fresh and clean smelling aromas reigned supreme during the pandemic, with everything centered around the home. Candles and elegantly designed diffusers have also become home decor statement pieces, diffusing exciting aromas to elevate the space. With scent playing such a critical role in emotive benefits, there may be more opportunities to educate consumers on how fragrances are used to set the tone for a productive home environment. Character notes such as lemon, tea, and lavender signal safety with positive associations. Scent aesthetic can also translate from the home to the individual, as fragrance can be very personal and reflect one's personality. Living in such a digital and hyper-personalized world, consumers gravitate towards customized products. One Mintel survey found that 42% of US adults are willing to share their personal biometric data with beauty brands for a more customized approach. With such a striking figure, it should not be surprising that 58% of fragrance users are interested in trying customizable fragrances. Wellness front and center is our next macro trend that is strongly impacting the flavor and fragrance world. Emotional and mental health remains top of mind for many consumers. According to Globe Newswire, the global health and wellness market reached a value of $3.3 billion in 2020. Amid COVID fears, consumers are seeking comforting products and have added routines and rituals to help cope with anxiety and stress. Recent online searches for the term self-care have soared 250%. With wellness front and center, consumers desire more me time and seek out micro moments of self-care whenever possible. In fact, 58% of Gen Z adults cited taking better care of my mental health as a key takeaway from the pandemic. Not only does fragrance help to support our mood, but a Mintel survey found that 31% of adults are willing to pay more for products promoting emotional well-being, and approximately 1/3 of skincare users say their routine helps them to relax. Today's consumers are using more products, with some even adding steps into their daily routine since 2020. With strong emphasis on skin health and well-being, the usage of nourishing facial masks, treatments, and on-the-go facial sprays have amplified. Creative formats such as in-shower steamers, misters, and tablets have emerged to transform showers into a spa-like experience. Brands emphasize fragrance as a main selling point and a key driver in many line extensions. Scent really does matter, with 57% of fragrance consumers using it to boost their mood, and 70% of shower product users trying or wanting to try products with mood-boosting qualities. Consumers gravitate towards new aromas and find a reason to try out a product because of the appealing scent. Brands tapping into themes like forest bathing, escapism, and immunity boosting will garner attention from consumers as it promotes emotional well-being. Good for you scents such as Osea's Nerve Massage Oil, fragranced with an essential blend of chamomile, lime, rosemary, and lavender, claims to promote relaxation while offering to activate the vagus nerve to help regulate stress. During these uncertain times, consumers turn to the past for comfort, which has given rise to nostalgic aromas such as DW cereal milk. This candle is scented with notes of sweet, citrus-infused fruit cereal, providing the consumer a throwback to their childhood. Fragrance can get quite complex, but one development we continue to see is the infusion of essential oils and its promotion of emotive benefits for the consumer. Many brands today are also embracing positivity across the board, focusing on mental health, diversity and inclusion, and empowerment. This will no longer be a nice to have, but an expectation to consumers during product selection. 63% of adults surveyed by Mintel are inspired when beauty brands show diversity in advertisements. As each generation gets more and more diverse, empowerment and inclusivity will influence the beauty and personal care sector, with 29% of Gen Z adults actively seeking this out in brands. When discussing empowerment, let's not forget the importance of brand ethos and the messaging behind it. Dove launched their Kids Care campaign with body washes displaying positive affirmations like, "I am awesome, brave, and strong," to teach kids the power of self-care and help build confidence. OGX recently celebrated Pride Month with their vibrant rainbow color shampoo bottles, while also donating to meaningful causes in support of nonprofits like Family Equality and Trevor Project. This type of empowerment and inclusivity backed by brands will help drive growth across categories. Now let's turn it over to Rebecca on the flavor side.
Thanks, Cindy. Consumers are taking a more proactive and holistic approach to managing their own health and well-being, which has been emphasized largely in part by COVID-19. In a survey conducted by Innova Market Insights, nearly 2/3 of global consumers said that they have found more ways to tailor their life and the products they buy to their individual style and specific needs. Increased interest in wellness and sustainability, along with expanded choices in food and beverage, has brought personalized nutrition to the forefront. While many of the trends seen here have been developing for quite some time, the ever-evolving marketplace, landscape, and needs of consumers have allowed brands ample opportunity in product innovation, with a steady flow of new product lineups making their mark. For instance, the US plant-based food market more than doubled in 2020 as sales surged 27% to reach $7 billion, growing almost twice as fast as the total US retail food market. 1 in 4 are eating more protein from plant sources versus a year ago, with more than 50% of consumers trying to eat more protein from either animals or plant sources in each meal altogether. In accordance with personalized nutrition, the pandemic has accelerated consumer demand for functional products as ongoing concerns surrounding COVID-19 and overall health has increased interest in immunity, digestion, and cognitive health. According to Innova, 71% of respondents agreed that it was important or very important to choose food and drink products that positively boost nutrition or benefit how the body functions. Immune health claims were already trending upward pre-COVID as one of the fastest growing claims in food and beverage globally in terms of the number of new product launches, and that interest is here to stay. A healthy digestive system is often associated with strong immunity, as pre, post, and probiotics have the potential to positively influence some mechanisms of immune health, most popular in beverages, sports nutrition, and dairy. Consumer interest for functional products that promote mental health and emotional well-being are also in sharper focus. To alleviate heightened stress and anxiety, brands are tapping into mood-enhancing food and drinks that contain nerve-calming ingredients like ashwagandha, holy basil, and reishi mushrooms, along with nootropics like L-theanine to enhance mood, focus, and cognitive skill. Increased research and product messaging surrounding fermented food has led to an emerging class of pre, post, and probiotics. A recent study from Stanford University further indicates that diets high in fermented foods improve gut health and lowers inflammation. Consumers are turning to drinks like kombucha and kefir for digestive aid, but more products like seltzers and bakery are also highlighting these biotic added health claims. Meat and dairy alternatives have been on store shelves for quite some time, but innovation with new ingredients and formats are gaining traction. Lab-grown proteins are making waves in meat alternatives and plant-based dairy, while cheese and flour alternatives are expected to be the next great frontiers in this arena. As mentioned on the last slide, mushrooms have broken out into the adaptogenic space and are being incorporated into more anxiety-reducing foods and beverages. Popular varieties include reishi, shiitake, and lion's mane, with cordyceps gaining more consumer attention. The versatility of mushrooms can be seen in products ranging from coffee and tea to snack bars and protein powder. As we move on to our final trend, sustainability, consumers trust and support brands with a strong purpose. This section highlights various aspects of responsible consumerism and the ways in which brands demonstrate sustainable practices. Sustainable business practices have transitioned from a nice to have to a consumer expectation. According to Innova Market Insights, 85% of US and UK consumers expect companies to invest in sustainability efforts, as consumers are more likely to engage with brands that make a positive social and environmental impact. Almost half of surveyed consumers consider sustainability when buying food and drink. Sustainability in this space includes, but is not limited to, responsibly or locally sourced ingredients, product and brand transparency, and environmentally friendly practices. Consumers are especially interested in food waste reduction. The UN estimates annual global food waste around 1.3 billion tons, a significant portion occurring at the consumer level. Brands are turning to upcycled ingredients or ingredients that otherwise would not have gone to human consumption by finding innovative ways to create sustainable and tasty byproducts. In an effort to raise awareness for upcycled ingredients and its positive role in reducing food waste, the Upcycled Food Association debuted the first certification mark for such ingredients of June of this past year. Research from Ipsos indicates that 70% of consumers agree a product's package can influence their purchasing decisions. Innovative packaging designs are evolving as brands explore more creative, convenient, and sustainable packaging options that will capture the attention of shoppers and will differentiate their product. According to Zeno Group, consumers are 4 times more likely to purchase products from purpose-driven brands as more eco-efficient packaging designs take center stage. Reusable and recyclable packages continue to emerge as a popular and actionable task for consumers, while materials like paper and aluminum are appearing in more product launches, especially in the beverage sector, as companies are trying to eliminate plastic waste. With the explosion of food delivery and grab-and-go choices, packaging designs like resealable, individually wrapped, and tamper-evident seals promote single-use sanitation and portability for convenience and on-the-go functionality. Consumers also gravitate towards brands that are open and honest about their products, with 1 in 2 US consumers valuing transparency as brands are finding creative ways to communicate their stories by sharing information about how their ingredients were sourced, their production practices, and their overall mission. This gives customers a view into what the company is all about, with Google citing brand transparency as a critical competitive differentiator, something that can and should be effectively communicated on the product's package or the brand's website.
Clean beauty continues to be a hot topic within the personal care space, with many brands showcasing measurable actions to help lead the way in being more transparent. Sustainability has become a key part of a brand's value, with many taking the leap and even making zero waste pledges. 64% of fragrance users surveyed are interested in fragrances made with sustainable ingredients, such as the new, which also uses upcycled cedar wood in their Forest Lungs fragrance. In addition, over half of consumers agree claims made with sustainable ingredients drive product selection. Conversations around transparency have surged, with brands like Ingredients listing their raw materials and percentages directly on the front in an effort to demonstrate transparency. Taking inspiration from food nutrition labels, Cocoa Kind highlights sustainability facts on a similar style label, noting details on carbon emission, packaging material, and recyclability, as well as shedding a light on supply chain. Through measurable efforts, we continue to see brands moving towards being more transparent about ingredients, packaging, sourcing, production, and even how to recycle the product. The top trends catering to conscious consumers involve rethinking packaging, disruptive designs, and the upcycle movement. One thing for sure is the consumer desire for eco-ethical packaging is here to stay, with more of the interest falling on young adults between the ages of 18 to 34, as they are more likely to support sustainable brands and pay more for products with eco-friendly packaging. Brands have prioritized alternative packaging for their latest concepts and launches, exploring stainless steel, aluminum, paper cartons, and glass in support of circular initiatives. Disruptive designs are also emerging, with 40% of US consumers interested in refillable cleaning products. Intentional packaging designs will be admired and respected among consumers and hopefully pave the way for more sustainable products in the future. Tablets and powders are considered more environmentally friendly formats as the push for waterless continues to make an impact. Growing conversations around food waste have also resulted in the latest emerging trend, upcycle fragrances and ingredients. Luxury brands like St. Rose offer fine fragrance aromas that contain repurposed perfume ingredients in hopes of closing the loop. Although upcycling is not brand new, many may not be familiar with the practice, which is this concept of reusing or repurposing waste materials to produce something new. While the most obvious benefit of this would be reducing waste and giving life to a repurposed ingredient, upcycling can also help reduce the strain on new raw material usage. Finally, let's explore some trending flavors and fragrances that will hopefully inspire your next product launch. Scent, being a key driver in product selection, help convey a brand's story and positioning to consumers. Fresh, clean, and uplifting notes remain popular as wellness continues to be top of mind for many. Essential oils will continue to be spotlighted in wellness aromas. Such examples include ylang ylang, bergamot, cypress, and clary sage, which is associated with uplifting, focus, and relaxation, and setting the tone for a comforting and calming atmosphere. Florals, one of the most popular and extensive of all fragrance families, continue to inspire and captivate consumers with its versatility and complexity. Popular notes of white gardenia, jasmine, and rose continue to be used in fragrance creation. During the pandemic, rose-scented products endured and even gained popularity, especially in product categories such as moisturizers and facial mists. With more focus at home, energizing citrus aromas with clementine, bergamot, and orange were quite popular for home cleaning products, with more consumers desiring an uplifting boost during daily activities. Whether it's fruity or earthy, Orchidia has a broad portfolio that can help inspire your next launch. Discover your next fragrance with Orchidia.
For flavors, taste remains the top purchase driver behind food and beverage products, so it's clear that flavor should be of key focus during product development. At FlavorChem, we curated a list of some of the hottest flavor trends across the industry to inspire your next product launch. Per Mintel, 71% of surveyed consumers enjoy things that remind them of their childhood, as these products and flavors evoke pleasant memories and reminiscent food experiences. A slew of childhood favorites and dessert-inspired flavors like chocolate chip cookie dough, funfetti cake, and fudge brownie are popular in new launches. The pandemic has also prompted increased citrus usage in a majority of food and beverage categories as concerns surrounding immune health took top focus. In fact, 87% of consumers are interested in products with immune-boosting ingredients, and 78% of those consumers are interested in vitamin C, with health signaling flavors like blood orange, lemongrass, and blackberry hibiscus blending both fruity and floral. Innovating with bolder, non-traditional flavors presents brands opportunity to capture consumer attention and curiosity by introducing new products, new flavor combinations, and new food formats to achieve a more heightened sensory experience that consumers are looking for. Contrasting flavors like mango habanero and internationally inspired cinnamon horchata and matcha green tea are great competitive strategies in this marketplace. That wraps up today's presentation on the latest trends in flavors and fragrances. At this time, we will be answering any questions that came through. Otherwise, feel free to reach us at contact@flavorchem.com if you have questions about anything we presented today or would like to get in touch. Thank you again for your time, and we hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Are there any questions for the live audience? We do not have questions here, and I do not see any in the Q&A currently, but just as Rebecca said, both Rebecca and Cindy are available on the app and on Hubelo, so please feel free to reach out with any questions throughout the conference, and thank you both again.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.